Kyle Lowry is atop Miami Heat's wish list in the NBA season. According to a recent report, Kyle Lowry is likely to be the Heat's top target heading into the offseason. Lowry is anticipated to be one of the most sought-after free agents in this year's class, with a suspicion that he would quit Toronto for a contender. The Miami Heat are hoping for a second chance at Kyle Lowry after missing out on his last year's NBA trade deadline. The Toronto Raptors spent a significant amount of time in the build-up to this year's NBA trade deadline, fielding calls about Kyle Lowry. And although a deal with the Philadelphia 76ers was nearly completed, the Raptors dropped out of negotiations at the last minute and decided not to trade Lowry. The six-time NBA All-Star will become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the 2020-2021 NBA season, allowing him to sign with whichever team he wants. Lowry would like to stay in Toronto, especially given he was not traded at the NBA trade deadline this year. But could he be considered joining the Miami Heat? It should come as no surprise that the Heat will make a strong effort for Lowry. He's a close friend of Jimmy Butler's, and he'd be able to fix a lot of the problems that have plagued this team in recent seasons. Lowry is a hot topic in today's NBA rumors, and we should keep an eye on him. If you want to know more, click like and share this video with your family or friends, and subscribe to our channel while you're at it. With that being said, let's start the video. The Raptors and Lowry agreed to a $48 million contract that will keep him in Toronto for 4 years, just months after almost trading him away. Lowry's future as a point guard in Toronto was solidified by the deal, which provided him with security and a new home in Canada. Lowry made his first All-Star team as a 28-year-old, averaging 18.6 points, 7.1 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game in his first season with a new contract. The Lowry and Derozan-led Raptors won against the Washington Wizards in the 2015 playoffs, and they looked better than they had in years. However, their 49-33 regular season record didn't help them, as they were swept in the first round. Lowry and the Raptors eventually broke through the 2016 postseason, reaching the conference finals for the first time in franchise history, falling in 6 games to the Cleveland Cavaliers led by LeBron James. Lowry shone in the playoffs that spring, averaging 19.1 points per game, a number he has not surpassed since. However, the 2017 and 2018 playoffs were the same story. They won the first round in 6 games before being swept by the Cavaliers in the second round. Something wasn't quite right. The Raptors had a lot of success throughout the regular season but couldn't get over the hurdle in the playoffs. In 2019, Lowry, the Raptors, and his new running partner Kawhi Leonard broke through after all the pain and ups and downs. Lowry became an NBA champion at the age of 32, 12 years after making his NBA debut with the Memphis Grizzlies. The team won 7 games in the second round against the Philadelphia 76ers and 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Milwaukee Bucks before defeating the defending champion Golden State Warriors in 6 games. Based on mutual interest, Butler's tight friendship with Lowry and Miami's pursuit of Lowry at the trade deadline, it appears as Kyle Lowry will be at the top of the Heat's wish list. When you look at the Miami Heat's roster, Jimmy Butler stands out as the team's main all-star player. But they also have Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Goran Dragic as significant high-level players. The lack of a point guard and the demand for a backup playmaker to complement Jimmy and Bam Adebayo were 2 of Miami's most evident flaws. In their backcourt, the Brooklyn Nets have James Harden and Kyrie Irving. The Phoenix Suns have Chris Paul, and the Los Angeles Lakers have LeBron James. But the Miami Heat lack the high-level quality they require at point guard. Both of these issues would be handled by Lowry. Butler and Lowry would be a fantastic combination in Miami. Their approach to the game is similar in that they are tenacious and prepared to risk everything to win. The Heat may also use another experienced player to help drive the squad ahead. Lowry is still playing at a high level despite being 35 years old. Lowry averaged 17 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds a game with the Raptors last season, shooting 40% from three-point range. If he can continue to play defense at a high level, he'd be an excellent addition to the Heat. The key concern for Miami is if Lowry is the missing piece that will help them compete with the East's other contenders. Is that move enough to close the gap between them and the teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Philadelphia 76ers? Kyle Lowry has the potential to be the Heat's it player on both ends of the floor, which is why he's more valuable than any other guard available in NBA free agency, including Victor Oladipo. Lowry was the Raptors' second-best player behind Kawhi Leonard during their 2018-2019 NBA championship run, but he consistently showed up on critical occasions and was able to hit big shots for them. In free agency, teams aren't usually drawn to 35-year-old players, but after a season in which Chris Paul was dominant at 36, Stephen Curry was MVP caliber at 33, Mike Conley Jr. resurfaced at 33, Derrick Rose thrived at 32, and Russell Westbrook was revitalized at 32, who's to say what's old when it comes to 30-something point guards? Lowry can still be this type of player and has the same mindset, which is why, despite his age, he is still highly useful as a point guard. Perhaps the most compelling motive for Kyle Lowry to leave the Toronto Raptors is to win another championship. I'd like to win more championships. Lowry, who played in one with the Raptors in 2019, said, "That's always been the goal. Yeah, there's money involved, and you'll be paid, but championships are a big part of why I play this game." Looking at the Raptors' roster, it appears the organization is going to take a step back and try to map out a future championship path, which means Lowry is unlikely to win another championship in Toronto. The Philadelphia 76ers appear to be the ideal destination for Lowry if he wants to win another title. But the Miami Heat just made the NBA Finals last season and appear to be just one piece away from being one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Because of all he does on the floor, Kyle Lowry has been extremely efficient for the Toronto Raptors when he has been healthy, not only as a floor general and a facilitator, but also a main scoring option and excellent one-on-one defender. With all-stars Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo on the roster, as well as several key role players, the Miami Heat are on the verge of being legitimate championship contenders, which is why this offseason will be pivotal for them. For several seasons, the Miami Heat have been saving salary cap space for the 2021 NBA free agency period. Even though Lowry is a smarter choice, his reported price tag shows that the team can find a less expensive alternative who can do the same job. Lowry is expected to demand at least $50 million over the next 2 seasons in his next contract. Kyle Lowry will only be worth this money if the Miami Heat allows him to combine his shooting abilities with his ball handling abilities. Since 2015, Lowry has led the NBA in pick-and-roll possessions, averaging 5.6 per game. He's shooting 42.3% from the field on 4 shots a game, averaging 5.3 points per game and accounting for 20.6% of his scoring. Other than the Miami Heat, Kyle Lowry will be pursued by several other teams. The 76ers and Lakers will undoubtedly remain active, but will they be willing to meet his contract demands? The Miami Heat believe they have a great chance of signing Kyle Lowry in the NBA free agency. According to Bleacher Report's Farbud Eshnashri, Tyler Hero was a great target for the Raptors in trade talks, and the Heat didn't think giving him up in a prospective deal was worth the risk. Whether pursuing Kyle Lowry or someone else, Lowry should strongly consider joining the Miami Heat in NBA free agency, given the possibility to not only become one of their leaders, but also to potentially win a second title. That's it for our video. Any thoughts on Lowry joining the Miami Heat? Leave a comment down below. Then be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and thanks for watching this video.